Yes. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. Welcome to another United for Ukraine event. So please, if you know anyone that would love to be here, you can share the link with the person so they can join. And as usual, we'll first of all start with the Ukraine National Anthem. Then.
And that was your cue.
All right, good evening, everybody. I hope you are well. My name is Yemi Babatina Shai. I lead UPG as the president. It is my privilege to be with you here today. Obviously, we are sad that we still have to come together every week about this because this war continues. We will begin, as we always do, with an open mic. Typically, it's for our non-Ukrainian brothers and sisters. If you want to share your thoughts, the microphone is open. Once this is done, we will transition, and our Ukrainian brothers and sisters typically have a presentation or some thoughts to share with us. Once they are done, the microphone is open again. So the mic is open now for the first round of open mics. Anybody want to just share any thoughts? How are you feeling now? What's on your mind before we proceed? Thank you. Mihaki, you got the microphone. Please proceed.
Hello, Yemi. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I'm glad, like days are getting, I know the situation is still so hard, but I'm happy when I see Danka, Alexandra, and the team a bit affording some smiles, like as time goes by, meaning they're having a glimmer of hope on their end. Mine is to just still reassure you on the impact of this platform. Personally, I'm taking action because of United for Ukraine, because as I said earlier, it's easy to get sold out and to disappear into your normal lives, especially when your country is not going through a hard time like Ukraine are. And last weekend, I shared with Danka, courtesy of Geke, he's supposed to be coming in a while. I've alerted him. We got the Ukrainian flag and we did something for United for Ukraine. I did it with my organization members. We went for a nature trail team building and I told them, initially people were like, no, why should I appear on the video? But I remember something UPG taught us. Don't just tell people to appear on a video, tell them why should they appear on a video. And the moment I told them right now, we fight for children's rights, and right now over 200 kids, innocent lives have lost their lives. and everybody was on the video. So just to reassure you that we are with you, we are standing with you no matter how long it takes. We are that patient because these are the voices we need to end the war. Thank you so much, and looking forward to a lovely meeting with you guys.
Thank you so much, Mihaki. That's so inspiring. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. And thank you for taking action. The floor is open. Anybody else want to share anything? What's on your mind? Comments, questions, updates, anybody? Ben, you got the microphone, please.
Thank you. By the way, I turns out I was wearing a yellow and blue hat. I realized as I started, so I feel like I'm representing. But no, I literally read in the news like 10 minutes ago or whatever, when I was just outside, about the Russians are apparently breaking the Mariupol ceasefire. And then I read in the news yesterday, I think it was, about the missile that they had used, and that essentially, you know, with Putin saying this nuclear threat and things like that, you know, he's really pressing for it. And then you're actually going up a level on the weapons that you're using sort of every day because you're losing, because his new tanks have been destroyed and everything. It's sort of like a, how would you say, like there was someone that described it as it's almost as if he's going to a point of no coming back. And then the fact that he's obviously there's speculation as to his illness, that he's obviously very sick at the moment, would put him in line with, I don't know if people know your history about dictators, but when they get sick, they tend to do pretty terrible things. And obviously it looks like he's quite sick. So it's a bit of a worrying, I'd say a bit of a worrying thought is that, you know, he might just, if he is sick, he might just decide, well, if I'm going to die, adios everyone else, which is quite a scary thought. So I think we're at a point now where rather than being, it's I don't know how to explain it. It's just sort of like everyone's a bit on edge because you don't really know what's going to happen now. But you know, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you very much, Ben. Does anybody else have a thought to share, reaction, or anything at all before we transition to the next phase? It's good to see some new faces here, so welcome. For those who are here for the first time, thank you for joining us. Okay. Can I come to my Ukrainian brothers and sisters? Danka, how would you like to proceed today? Who would you like to give the mic first?
Yeah, so like firstly, as usual, thank you everyone for coming. Like today we will have two guest speakers. It's Hannah from Ukrainian NGO Spilna Hub, and also Ilya, also from Ukrainian NGO Свої, якщо я правильно вимовила. Yes, but also we prepared as usual some kind of presentation, and I think we will start with presentation with daily news, and our team, як сказати, збільшилась раз, something like that. Increase, yeah. Today with us also will be Irina and Arsen. Yeah. So Alexandra, I think we can start sharing our presentation.
Yeah, hello everybody. Please tell me if I'm audible. Yes, okay, thank you. So first of all, I told you previously that I'm not tired of repeating some important things, and we would like to start from little vocabulary, because vocabulary is important. Okay, I'm not seeing if, oh, okay. So we already know that in Ukraine it is war, but we have to be concise and not to use such words like it is Ukrainian war against Russia, because Ukraine is not the one who attacked Russia is the one who attacked. So it is Russian full-scale war against Ukraine. And it's definitely not the special operation. It is Russian full-scale in war against Ukraine. It is Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And it is not Putin's war, because 83% Russians support Putin. And again, war started not on February 2022. It started in 2014 with Crimea annexation. And I want to give the floor to Irina, and she will tell a little bit more about weekly news. And I just want to mark one thing, that 2 days, May of 4th and May, okay, 2 days previous this one, there were time when map of air alerts was totally red. All Ukraine was in danger, and Irina will tell you a little bit more about that. Irina, please.
Thank you, Alexandra. Hello, everyone. So pleased to be here with you and share some news. So I will start with some military crimes that Russia is doing in Ukraine, and in particular, that is forced deportation, because Russia has forcibly deported more than 1 million Ukrainians to Russia, and 200,000 children included. According to Mariupol mayor's words, 4 Russian filtration camps have been created in and around the city of Mariupol. And these so-called filtration camps are reportedly used for processing Ukrainian civilians before they are sent to Russia, or kept for mobilization reserve or forced labor. In such places, Ukrainian citizens are deprived of food and water, and their mobile phones are taken away from them, so they cannot speak with their family and friends. In this photo, you see one of such camps in Mariupol, where people are kept in inhumane conditions. Some news from newly occupied territories of Kherson and Kherson Oblast. You can see the map of it, and the Kherson and Oblast are marked red. Several days ago, there was a near total internet blackout in the region. And after this blackout, Russia rerouted internet traffic to its infrastructure. So now there is total or nearly total control of Russia of internet communications in the region. So the next slide, please. Now, Azovstal in Mariupol. As you know, Russia has been trying to besiege the Azovstal for a long time, since February. And on the 3rd of May, Russian forces began to storm Azovstal. 2 days prior, almost 100 people were able to leave the plant, with nearly 1,000 people still remaining trapped in the facility. Denis Prokopenko, the commander of the Azov volunteer regiment, said that on the 4th of May, Russian troops broke into Azovstal, and there is a bloody fight, which is still on in the Azovstal plant in Mariupol. Now this place is the only pocket of Ukrainian resistance remaining in Mariupol, which has been besieged by Russian troops since February. And now we would like you to watch a video about the people who managed to be evacuated, the civilians who managed to be evacuated from the Azovstal plant.
And I'll just want to remark that you will hear people and they speak in Russian language, as that myth that Russians told that they want to release Russian spoken people in Ukraine, it's fake. It's truly fake.
Остались дети гражданские. В нашем бункере двое маленьких деток, 4 и 7 лет.
Maybe click on YouTube on the screen, just like YouTube. Yep. It's with English subtitles, guys, so we could understand.
Деток 4 и 7 лет. Детки 10 и 12 лет. Больше 10 детей только в нашем бункере. А он не один. Страшные авиаудары, стены дрожат. Наши 4 этажа просто сложились. Пару прилетов и убежища не будет. Попадания были и в убежище. Состояние детей вы представляете. Сегодняшний день, да, 55, 11 выехали, вот нас сейчас трое, 40 с лишним осталось.
Спасибо нашим воинам, помогают и продуктами, и всем остальным, и морально. Очень приятно вообще.
Сегодня мне пообещали, что меня вывезут в Запорожье. Поэтому я рискнула вот и поехала. Очень много людей здесь еще осталось. Они боятся ехать, потому что им никто не дает гарантии, что их довезут до Запорожья, как обещают. И все будут ждать, пока доберется наш вот этот первый, не знаю, как он называется, гум-конвой, наверное. И если все будет нормально, то здесь очень много детей, здесь очень много женщин. И если все будет нормально, то гражданские будут выезжать.
Ну, надеюсь доехать в Украину куда-то. Была эвакуация 2 раза, и 2 раза срывалась.
Из-за ежедневных обстрелов нельзя было нос высунуть.
Вас тут не обижали?
Нет, не обижали. Не обижали ни в коем случае. И на русском мы разговаривали смело.
Она нас дом разбомбила. Да, и мы пришли в самое, как говорится, ближайшее место, куда мы могли спастись.
А чого раніше не виходили? Ну, там же ж якоби русські предлагали, там зелений коридор.
Спасибо, нас это не интересовала информация. Мы другой политической стороны придерживаемся. Хотели бы жить в стране, в которой родились, да, в которой жили, строились, учились, все на свете, дружили, любили.
На родину.
Домой.
Хотя родина наша здесь, ну, подальше. Ну, в Украину, конечно, туда. Запорожье говорили, отличный вариант.
Did he say anything about the electric?
Стою туда.
So, Alexandra, thanks a lot for your remark, and I will proceed to the next item of news. So, along with that, Russia does not stop its shellings and hitting missiles on peaceful Ukrainian cities. The shellings are intense and with numerous casualties and damage. For instance, Russian missiles hit Kharkiv, Kiev, Odessa, Lviv, and even Zakarpattia Oblast, which is the westernmost part of Ukraine, actually intact from the beginning of war, but a missile hit it as well. Also, there was a missile in Dnipro, and it ruined the railway. And also, it ruined infrastructure in Kirovohrad region. The city of Mykolaiv is experiencing constant shellings and explosions. Only on May 3rd, 5 civilians were killed in Luhansk Oblast by heavy shellings. Well, Russia killed at least 221 children and injured more than 408 and before. And in this photo, you can see Victoria Glodan. She is holding her 3-month-old daughter, Kira. They lived in Odessa, but a Russian missile killed them. Okay, the next slide, please. And some news from temporarily occupied Crimea, where a civil journalist, Irina Danilovich, was kidnapped. She is a journalist, a medical nurse, and a blogger who writes about the medical collapse of the medical system in Crimea, and also she writes about the war in Ukraine. And 7 days ago, she was detained by Russian FSB and kidnapped on her way from work. And at the same time, an illegal search was held in her house. Now, on the 7th day, neither her family nor her friends and colleagues know where she is. And in total, since 2014, when Russia occupied Crimea, 44 citizens of Ukraine are missing. And more than 120 people are imprisoned due to their political beliefs and being pro-Ukrainian. Most of them are Crimean Tatars, who are indigenous people of Ukraine. So that's it from my side. Thank you for listening.
And then we go to actually topic of our meeting, how the Ukrainians actually fighting in medical front, and Arsen will start with we'll start and tell about one organization which is basically help Ukrainians. It called Doctors Without Borders.
Hello, everyone. Am I audible? Yeah, perfect. So yes, let me tell you about Doctors Without Borders, or Médecins Sans Frontières, if we say it in French. It's the origin of this organization, and this is a very valuable organization that really helps not just Ukraine at the moment, but currently its occupation, but also different countries that are affected by some conflicts or endemic diseases. Actually, it's a prominent one because it won the Nobel Prize of 1999, for humanitarian work and assistance to victims of armed conflicts, natural and man-made disasters. Currently, as I said before, it is doing its work in Ukraine and has about 100 international employees and more than 200 Ukrainian employees. Actually, speaking of its recent activities, I should mention that, it helped hospitals in Odessa, which is in the east of Ukraine. It helped to prepare and receive casualties from, different frontline settlements. It also conducted trainings for Ukrainian doctors in Lviv and Vinnytsia, which is in the west and in the center of Ukraine. And also it helped them to prepare hospitals for the possible influx of wounded and different people who really need help and assistance at the moment. In the east of our country, this organization also helped to conduct remote trainings for Ukrainian surgeons, and those surgeons are people who are at the medical front line, and they really help a lot of wounded people at the moment in Ukraine. And also it provided assistance to hospitals in the east, in Kyiv, which is our capital, and other parts of Ukraine. And I should say that Doctors Without Borders is a really symbolic name, because we Ukrainians feel this support from all around the world, and there are no borders if we speak about the assistance. So we are really, really grateful for everybody who's supporting us, and especially to this organization. So yeah, please, the next slide. Yes, and you know, a lot of stores and a lot of projects were started by this organization, and one of them is finalizing the first transfer of patients using a medical train in Ukraine. It happened on April 1st, and 9 patients in serious but stable conditions were transferred from a hospital in Zaporizhia, that was mentioned just a couple of minutes ago. It's in the east of Ukraine, and actually those patients were transferred from this place to the southeast of Ukraine, to major hospitals in Lviv, which is in the west, and you know, they really helped a lot of people. You know, those patients like were loaded on this train with 2 medically equipped carriages, and this also was of really great help. And you know, speaking of that, I would like to quote Dr. Joan Liu, who is one of the experienced pediatricians of this organization, and actually the story, the experience that she has really, you know, shows the situation that's going on here in Ukraine. So, quote, on Tuesday, March 29th, we went to Zaporizhia and met the regional health director. We said we wanted to hear from him if there are any things he needs from us. He said he'd heard a story about a train for medical transfer, and he was very interested. He said he had patients who needed to be transferred. Most of the patients we saw had been wounded in or while trying to escape from Mariupol, again, the place that we mentioned today. One patient had big open fractures, very stable, but a very sick child. Of course, it makes sense to take patients from hospitals that are close to the front line to enable them to have more bed capacity. But we needed to make sure we'd be transferring the patients to somewhere where they will get the same level, if not higher level of care. And we just wanted to make sure this would be safe for everybody. We talked with the patients and asked if they wanted medical evacuation or not. The first mother said, I want my child to be medically transported because I think it's the only chance for my child to keep his legs. And the child looked at us and said, I want to walk again. But then it was the end of the day and we had to leave to be able to pass checkpoints. So we said we cannot promise anything, but we'll see what's possible. And the hospital director and many of the interns were there, and they were very insistent. You need to get them out of here. They need to survive. This is our hope. The next day we came back, 3 of us, and we screened every single patient. Our key point was to consider for each patient, could this person sustain a 20-hour transfer where we don't have intensive care unit level or care. And then Thursday morning, we came back early to do another check on all patients before doing the referral to make 100% sure they were stable. There was one more patient, a 3-year-old child with very severe abdominal injuries, who we thought would not be stable enough for the transfer. At one stage, the mother said, my child's going to die during the transfer. I've been practicing the pediatrician for the past 30 years. And what I told everyone is that when a mother tells you, yeah, am I audible now? I'm sorry for cutting off. So yes, yeah, just a couple more sentences about this pediatrician. So she said, I've been a practicing pediatrician for the past 30 years. And what I told everyone is that when a mother tells you that, she's never wrong. Well, if we evaluated this child 3 times together with the directors of the hospital, when we came on Thursday morning, the doctors were about to take the child back into the operating theater. And we all came to the same conclusion. This child was not stable enough for the transfer. The decision took time, but it was a decision we all took together. Actually, end of quote. these stories are really strong. And, you know, when we look at the news, probably in some countries it's cut off. Probably Ukraine is, you know, is somewhere far away. It's not really interested. People are not really interested, but we need to understand that this war is still going on and a lot of people die. And people who are on the front line, on different front lines, are warriors, are, you know, medical workers. They do everything possible to stop this thing and to help everybody to the best of their ability. And also, speaking of this organization, on April 4th, a team of MSF doctors visited Mykolaiv, and that was the first time when doctors actually came under shelling. You know, they wanted to meet with the regional health authorities, and you know, as they entered the city's oncology hospital, you know, they came under fire about 3:30 p.m. local time. Fortunately, the workers were able to hide, and nobody was injured. But we see that even some volunteers and people who help prevent everything, they are under the threat. So yeah, please the next slide. Yes, you know, in the pictures you can see people that I mentioned earlier, patients that were transferred from the areas where, you know, where they stayed and where they were wounded by some missile strikes. And on the 26th of April, almost a month ago, almost a month after the previous story, the larger medical train was launched. So the train had a special oxygen producing carriage and could generate its own electricity. And this is what really helped medical workers to deal with all the problems that they had. And the first transportation of this huge train took place on April 25th and 26th. And it was delivering 26 patients, even more than twice as big as the previous one. And hopefully in the nearest future, those trains, those carriages will be bigger, even bigger, for, you know, all the around Ukraine. Yeah, in conclusion, I should say from my side that you know, being a sustainability candidate of 2022, you know, is really something great, especially in these times, because you can talk to a lot of people, you can see different you can hear different points of view, and you know, this is why we're United for Ukraine. This is why we do everything that we do. So yeah, thank you so much for my part.
And I will continue with shortly, actually, with another organization called Hospitaliere or Hospitaliers. I just sent the link to the website of this organization. You could check it in English. Actually, this organization was established like not in 2022, but in 2014, when actually Russia started the war in the east in Ukraine and annexed Crimea. Yeah, it was founded by Yana Zinkevich, and actually it's completely volunteering organization. They didn't have like any financial. Actually, mostly they don't have any like financial support from government. Mostly it's some kind of people donations, and also donations from abroad. Yeah, and here you can see like the motto, for the sake of every life, and it means that they help like not only soldiers but also civilians who suffer from war. Yeah, and actually in Kyiv they have like more than 145 volunteers. And before the Russia's full-scale invasion, they provided some kinds of training, like for civilians, like how to provide some medical first aid assistance, якщо я правильно, перша домедична допомога є. Yeah. But now they concentrated mostly helping like in some hotspots. That's why they call they are paramedics. So paramedic is someone who like help in such emergency situation. And you also could like follow this link and learn more about this organization. And there is also like link for donations. So yeah, you could check it. And now I guess we should go to our guest speakers. Oh no, it's one of the most important slides, how we can help Ukraine. Actually, I will tell shortly, just for reminding. I think most of you already saw the slide, just like making a donation and also support rallies, and of course like shared information what is going in Ukraine. And next slide is actually some Ukrainian media in English, which you could check and also share this information in your social media with your friends and etc. And now I guess we can go to our guest speakers. First three, I want to like emphasize that in a previous video, which we about the evacuation from Azovstal, there was a moment when this woman, if I think it was woman, said that we are going to Zaporizhia, and actually Zaporizhia, it's like the city which helps, like, I guess from my point of view, like the most, because there is like the city is the point where people from Mariupol and other cities got evacuated, like the most close city which like control actually is under Ukrainian control, but it's one of the most close city to actually the front line, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Hannah or Ilya could tell more. So the first speaker is Hannah. Hannah, active member of Ukrainian NGO Spilna Hub, which is based in Zaporizhia, and also we have like Ilya from всі свої, sorry, свої, and Hannah will speak in English, and Valeria, we will need your help with translation when Ilya will speak. Yeah, so Hannah, floor to you.
Thank you so much, Danka. Thank you for this slide share about me and about Zaporizhia. At this time in Zaporizhia, we have air alarm, and I don't see all air alarms at this time, but in Zaporizhia, it's like this time when we start our meeting. And about my daily routine for today and for yesterday, it's like a good days for me because yesterday from Mariupol we can see not yesterday but today it's like for this day we can see our colleagues from the NGO Halabuda from Mariupol with his family and his cat. And this is a great day for me and for our team and for our partners and for the team of Halabuda NGO Ukrainian from Mariupol. This is so great. I will start with this news because it's so lovely for me. About NGO Spilna Hub this is like NGO we start our work in 2017 and it's like public organization from Zaporizhia. We can work with the Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson regions in the during the war. But at this time we can take our part only in Zaporizhia for this time, and in Zaporizhia region it's like little work. And in the peacetime we was take a part for development of the and advocacy companies for the cycling infrastructure in Zaporizhia and for promotion bicycles in Zaporizhia region, Donetsk region and Kherson regions. And we can promotion of the democracy process in these regions too. However, the full-scale Russian invitation of Ukraine forces Ukrainians to until and resist aggression. And for this time, we like to say that during the war, you have to do what that you works the best. And in the first weeks of the war of the Ukrainian, Spilna Hub decided to support the critical infrastructure in Zaporizhia, and with this turnout, this have become extremely important for our team and for our city because, you know, Zaporizhia at this time it's not only the city for evacuated people from Zaporizhia and Donetsk region, it's like about 20 kilometers to occupied territory from the Zaporizhia region, and it's like 20 kilometers from the war. And we can share our love to the SU, I don't know, like in English, this maybe our colleagues can help me, but maybe you know, like ZSU, like Збройні Сили України, якщо колеги можуть мені допомогти.
Ukrainian Armed Forces.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We can take share to our love for these people. They are lovely in Zaporizhia, and it was really important for us. We give an experience of the team, the making complex packages of goods for different needs. There one single our activities in several areas. At this time we support sorry, but it's like the next slide. I will tell about the organization, but I don't remember for my slides. This picture, you can see our big point of the, it's like about, not about the war, it's like about our work before the war start in our region, and bike point, it's like what you see in this picture, and you can see it is a cycling road. It's in English step by step, but step it's like step path, and it's about the Azov region. It's about 300 kilometers for the bicycle road, and this lovely, and we don't know what about our bike points at this time at this bicycle road, because all our bicycle road is occupied for this time. And the next slide. And this is about the Zaporizhia Blood Center. We support them. It's like about maybe 4 million hryvnias. We take support about the with our donors of ASCD, and we can take to the blood center medical equipment and technical equipment like computers, printers, and other details, and they work with the blood, more goods for the people who share their blood to military or to civilian peoples in Zaporizhia and in region. And the next slide. This is the blood center too. It's they can maybe hope for our organization, because допоможіть мені, будь ласка, тому що це дуже велика закупка для них.
Because it's a huge purchase for them.
Thank you so much. And the next slide. And this is like Zaporizhia Military Hospital. From our partners, we can take the рентген апарат. І тут я знову забула.
X-ray.
Yeah. Thank you so. X-ray and other technical details for their work with. They work only with military in Zaporizhia and from the Zaporizhia region war line, and it's important for us. And the next slide. It's our lovely, because we love to work with the patrol police in Zaporizhia region, and in Zaporizhia it's like not only the region, it's like oblast from the other cities, because patrol police, it's our partners for the bicycle activities in our city, and for the bicycles at all. And this is our lovely partners. At this picture you can see the drones. It's about security for Zaporizhia at this time. And the next slide. It's our lovely partners too, because it's the state emergency services in Zaporizhia, and at this time I can like to say that I hope we can support the state emergency service in Zaporizhia, and in bad times they support us like people like civilian people, like military people, and like all people who are take a part, like IDPs people in Zaporizhia at this time, and like evacuated people at this time from the occupied territories in our region and Donetsk region. So it's like our lovely partners too. And the next slide. It's like state emergency service too, and we can do the next slide. It's a lovely situation for us because we don't support the military like at all for technical, because we like organization for civilian people and for the critical infrastructure at this time. But one moment. It's like an alarm close for our territory. It's like good. In this picture, you can see a drone with the thermal image. This drone we can boss for the Azov military Zaporizhia, and it's about we can raise maybe $10,000, and we can take this part with only donate from donors all over Ukraine. It's really cool for us. It's really donate all over Ukraine, maybe not all, not Ukraine, but in hryvnias. And we can take support the Azov Zaporizhia because they support us, they support all civilians in Zaporizhia, they support Zaporizhia region, and they are the part of Azov, and they are the colleagues from Azov of Mariupol. We can take the next slide. And how you can help the Spilna Hub for this time. You can follow and support us on the Facebook and on the Instagram. Sorry, at this time we didn't have English subtitles from our news, but I understand it's very important, and maybe in the next times, in the next days, we can take the English subtitles for our news, and you can take a part of us and support us in the social media. And the next slide. And how we can, how we and you can help all over Ukraine. You can support your public organization in your countries because they support us. I really really appreciate and thanks to the United People Global because you support us. Thank you so much. I thank you all over of you at this meeting today at evening for Ukraine. It's very important for us. And if you support your organizations, you support us because it's very important for us. And it's like for your love from us in your countries. It's really, I'm really glad to see you at all for this evening for Ukrainian. Thank you. At the next slide. And the next slide, it's like Ilya, it's my colleague from my city. I thank you so much one more time, United People Global, and for colleagues from Ukraine who can take me to this part of this evening. And I will I will take a part from the questions, but after the Ilya can take this part of this evening. Thank you so much.
I can start.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So I tell about Zaporizhia Humanitarian Aid Center, a little bit about the story of CREATE, and tell about our work and functions in Zaporizhia and how we help people who need it. So Zaporizhia Humanitarian Aid Center was created on the first day of the war. by NGO SWI and Zaporizhia Regional Youth Center. Our center following functions. It's providing humanitarian assistance in the form of medicine, hygiene, products of food and clothing, and other aid, delivery of humanitarian goods to frontline settlements, and evacuation people. About delivery of humanitarian goods, it's dangerous operation, and we have one story when our driver come to Mariupol and die near city. It's an awful station, but we have a good case when our humanitarian, exactly medicine, come to temporarily occupied cities, for example, Enerhodar and Kamyansk. One moment. For the last weeks, the last few weeks, about 20 volunteers from our center have been taking tactical medicine courses, and volunteer can help civilian people in Zaporizhia, help save lives, because Zaporizhia located nearly front lines. It's approximately 80 kilometers, Zaporizhia and Russian troops. And Danka, may we show video?
Yeah, Alexandra,
about...
please.
Thank you. So this video demonstrates how our humanitarian aid center function inside. And in addition to this center, there is currently a shelter from internally displaced person, and we can help 100 person who come from Mariupol, Enerhodar, and other cities in one moment. Це було зрозуміло з приводу того, що ми...
At the time.
Thank you. And about delivery on temporarily occupied territory, the structure of our center has a logistic department that coordinates the delivery of medicine for people and medical institutions that need it in, for example, in a temporary occupied territory. The last 2 months, this is more than 35 successful deliveries. That's all. I can answer one question.
Yes, thank you, Elias. Thank you, Hannah. Yeah, I really personally, I'm really appreciate your work because I partly know Ilya, and he worked as a volunteer before the Russia's full-scale invasion, and yeah, it's so cool that you are doing now. Maybe our guests have questions you could address for Ilya or for Hannah or for both of them. Okay, maybe I ask question. It's like for Ilya or for Hannah. Do you know some cases where like people was infiltration camps, or was like, чи знаєте ви якісь випадки, коли людей перевозили от туди на окуповану територію Росії, або вони були в цих фільтраційних таборах? Можливо, там не прям якась точна людина, а там люди, до яких ви були там частково дотичні, умовно, там, або чули такі випадки?
Should I translate or?
Yeah. It's
Okay. Okay. So the question was if both Hannah and Ilya know the situations when people were going through the filtration camps, and whether they know maybe not the exact people, but like the cases and how it looked like. What is it all about?
Okay, I can speak the first about this question. I know about the situation, and I know one people who can take a part about this camp filtration, and this is about more for men's, maybe not for women's at this time. And one of my colleagues take a part like a document from this camp that he is not take a part to the military when he came to Ukrainian territory, who can control Ukraine. And it's not about тут мені треба буде допомога з перекладом. Не всі чоловіки мають можливість отримати таку довідку, тому не всі.
And not all men can actually get this kind of paper which states that this person is not in the military.
І при цьому, якщо на твоєму тілі знаходять будь-що пов'язане з українською символікою або з підтримкою армії, на жаль, ймовірно, ти не зможеш покинути цей табір.
And if
як тату, типу,
and if the people who are like working in this filtration camp will find like any tattoo with Ukrainian national symbols, they'll most likely mean that you will not get through this filtration camp and that you'll stay in it, or I don't know.
І також маю додати, і напевно це не відповідь на питання, втім це важлива деталь при виїзді з тимчасово окупованих територій.
And I also have to add, maybe it's not, that is a very important detail to get out of the occupied territories.
Коли ви виїжджаєте з тимчасово окупованої території, всі ваші технічні пристрої не мають мати жодних фотографій, будь-яких об'єктів військової інфраструктури або схожої на військову інфраструктуру, або підтримки українських військових. І я доповню ще.
And when you're getting out of the occupied territories in your mobile phones or laptops or tablets anywhere, there cannot be any pictures of the military infrastructure in the city or something which may look like a military infrastructure. And moreover, there can be no sign of your support of the Ukrainian army in your phone or in any gadget.
Є. І окрім того, якщо на вашому телефоні знаходяться навіть будь-які відео досить смішного характеру, наприклад, з Тіктоку про російських військових, ви також, ймовірно, залишитеся на тимчасово окупованій території.
Moreover, if even in your phone, the occupiers will find some memes or some videos or some pictures with the Russian military, like from TikTok, you know, like the funny ones about the Russian military, then most likely you'll also not get through the filtration camp.
І не тільки з фільтраційних таборів є шанс, що ви потрапите в полон і ніхто не буде знати, де ви знаходитесь.
And not only from the you'll not only not get from the filtration camp, but you can also get abducted, and nobody will ever know where you are.
And Ilya have answers.
I can tell about a volunteer driver who deliver humanitarian aid. Sometimes this driver catch Russian troops, and we know story when one driver захватили в плен.
When one driver was abducted.
Yeah, and Russian troops hit these drivers and освободили через 4 дня можно
And let them and freed them in 4 days.
Yeah, and add one story about one scare story, one awful case when we lost one driver. So told story. I and my colleague upload, загружать машины, upload two cars and with drivers, and these cars must go into Mariupol and don't let and get this humanitarian aid civilians in Mariupol. But one car is broken nearly Mariupol. It was superb Mariupol. And second car come back to Tokmak. It's near city. And after and the next day, third driver arrive to Mariupol and search first driver. His car is broken, and this driver watched next image. I can show one video. It's our inside video. Можна мені, будь ласка, провайд, щоб Данка дозволить?
Could you share the screen? Just Ogochi or someone from UBG.
Please let me tell one thing to Ілля. Ілля, відео записується і, можливо, буде поширюватись в Ютубі. Ти точно можеш поширювати те, що ти хочеш показати?
Там немає імен і голосу, і it's okay. Валерія, можеш, будь ласка, перекласти, що це ми втратили зв'язок з водієм, який зламався в Маріуполі, поблизу Маріуполя, і це відео з третього водія, який поїхав на наступний день розшукувати водія, який був за день до приїхав.
So we lost the connection with the driver whose car was, whose car broke in Mariupol, and that is the video of the other driver who went a day after to Mariupol to look for that driver.
We can see, Валерія, можеш, будь ласка, сказати, що на капоті, ну, спереду на машині було великими літерами написано «волонтери». Ми бачимо цілеспрямовану чергу в місце водія. Тобто на цій машині написано, що це не військова машина.
So you may not see right now, but actually on the car you see this white paper and it states that the volunteers are there. So you know it's written volunteers, and you see how the car looks like. So the Russians on purpose shelled this car, which said volunteers.
And our drivers die. It's awful. It's an example how dangerous deliver some humanitarian aid and other helps for people who are located in temporarily occupied territory.
Is this video from Mariupol or just the road to Mariupol, or just where it was shot? Це з Маріуполя? Це прямо в Маріуполі?
Це приміська ділянка Маріуполя. Це ось самий початок в'їзду в Маріуполь, де це сталося.
So Danka asked whether it is like in Mariupol, inside the city, and Ilya answered that it's the beginning of the city of Mariupol. So that is actually, yeah. I mean, that is Mariupol, but just like the beginning of the city. Like the outskirts.
Yeah, maybe someone also have some question, like okay, actually I want to add, it's not concern Zaporizhia, but I just wrote a few minutes ago the news. We told you about Azovstal, Azov Steel, and the thing is that Russia troops like Valeria, how to say, like вторглися в завод.
Yeah, they invaded the Azovstal, I think 2 days ago.
Yeah, and also there is like, it means that they are on the territory of Azovstal, and meanwhile there is like also Ukrainian soldiers, Azov soldiers, but also there still is civilians, and it's hard to imagine what could happen, because as you know, it's like Azovstal, it's like area which not like wasn't occupied by Russians. All territory of Mariupol are occupied, but still Azovstal isn't, but Russian troops like just go, and we can't predict which could happen.
It's like the third day when the Russians can take to issue of Azovstal and take apart like that Mariupol. It's not Ukrainian, but Mariupol, it's still Ukrainian territory, and it's still Ukrainian from Azovstal with military and civilians.
Guys, I see Maki has a question.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alexandra. Wow, the videos are so touching, and I can't believe I'm sitting here and someone is fleeing from their home. And I think this question, I've had it from day one. It might have been answered and I might not know. I see people fleeing. Where are they fleeing to? Because when you say red hot zones, Sometimes you say the alarms, it's like in the whole of Ukraine, you understand? So where are people running to and how safe are they, especially now that they don't have homes? Where are they going and how safe are they where they're going? Yeah, thank you.
Valeria, can you support us to translate?
Я думаю, це було перекласти те, що Мухакі сказала.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, Mihaki, could you please repeat it? Because I just a lot of the conversation.
I will try and speak slow. So my question is, I see people fleeing, even from the videos. I'm asking, where are they running to? Because they're running away from their homes. And are these places they're going to safe for them, or they're just places they seek refuge for a short time? That's my question. Yeah.
Окей, тобто на відео вона бачить, що навіть на відео вона бачить про те, що люди якби їдуть з міста, їдуть з країни, куди саме вони їдуть, а другу частину речення я не дуже зрозуміла.
Спитала,
Мені здається,
куди саме їдуть, чи є в них інший дім, куди вони можуть приїхати, чи це якийсь тимчасовий пристанок, що це?
Thank you so much for translation. Yeah, would you start first?
Okay, so about house for people who lost their house in, for example, in Mariupol, Tokmak, other cities. Now in Ukraine, problem with flat and other space for families long-term for long-term life. For example, a lot of people come to Lvivska region and Ivano-Frankivska region and other западные регионы.
In western
in the west side of Ukraine.
In the west side of Ukraine, and cost of rent of flat.
It's like high-low for people.
And very expensive for people. And Ukrainians live in like a shelter, like a hostel for a lot of people. And now it's a large problem for Ukrainians with space of life. In Zaporizhia, now we search space flat for rent, arenda rent, flat for rent for people who lost his home, and we cannot find this house because now it's not possible.
Yeah, I would also like to add here, I mean, being from the western region, let's say, being from Lviv, I would just try to say that, you know, everywhere, like the prices raised because the amount of people who came there who could pay for the flats also raised, but also there were lots of people who were hosting people for a certain period of time, or we like also have lots of relatives, you know, in different parts of Ukraine. So lots of relatives hosted people in their houses, and also lots of shelters, hostels, hotels open their doors in every corner of Ukraine where it is, let's say, more safe than in other regions to welcome refugees. But of course, we also have, you know, different things regarding the prices, which went higher than everybody expected. But yeah, that is the thing. So that is how it looks like. But of course, nothing can, you know, substitute your home. And I have no idea how people are actually living with the fact that their houses are not there anymore, or that they are ruined.
Yeah, and I would also like to add something to this information. And there are many kind people. For example, for more than a month, I lived with my family from 5 people in the house of my godmother. She gave us home, and I really appreciate for that. And she is the reason why I had the ability to come here and to speak here. And I saw many people who came from Chernigiv, and they had no place to go, so they moved to the west of Ukraine, and because they didn't have their homes. And many people who left their houses, in the west of Ukraine, there are houses, empty houses, and local governments, they decided to let these internally displaced people to these houses. So this is one more option where they can live.
And a part of them have friends, have other people's who knows, and who can take a flat maybe in central of Ukraine. It's like Kiev region, and other region in center, and they take their flats to the IDPs from the Donetsk region, Zaporizhia, from the Sumy region, and other regions who can take a part of occupied for months or for big part of the time. And it's really important for people who knows, who take some networks with the other activity peoples in Ukraine. And some of families, it's like girls and women with the children can take a part about to them. Вони виїхали за кордон для того, аби евакуюватися.
Yeah, so girls and women, they went abroad to evacuate, and yeah, that is actually what I wanted to go with. So yeah, there are lots of people also who went abroad to other countries, to other cities. And again, here, because I am personally in Poland right now, here are so many people who are willing to help, who are ready to open their homes. Also, on the governmental levels, there are some programs which are allowing to reimburse those people who open their homes some costs of living, because we all know that you know, the person is living in the flat and he or she uses lots of facilities. And also there were some initiatives from the NGOs on Ukrainian side, and for example from Airbnb, which helped to which gave some vouchers for people to at least live at some homes for a month or so.
All right, thank you so much. Wow. All right, looks like we got a couple more questions, so let's take them. Mariami and then Emeka. Mariami first, please. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you so much. I don't have a question. I have some comment and idea. First of all, thank you for all the presentators for the amazing presentation, and it's difficult even to listen to the stories. And Ukraine is like my second homeland, because I have so many friends here and they are now leaving Ukraine, and it's so difficult for me. Also, I have some idea about how we can help children, Ukrainian people, and so on. You know, there are some donations, and one of them we are shared by Danka, then thank you so much for this. But you know, people, it's sometimes very difficult for people to just pay for the donation. So maybe we can I think something else, like for example, if we can draw and have some paintings or have posters or books or something else, which do you think it's interesting for other people, we can just sell them and gather some little money. I think it's for my UPG brothers and sisters, this idea that maybe other things like anything else, just use our creativity to help Ukrainian people. I don't know how, because as a lawyer and international law specialist, I with my lawyer friends have some idea, and we are involved in the activities. We are from, if there are some necessities for Ukrainian people, we are always ready to help them. And also, if you know any person who needs our help, like legal help, so we are here. But I think you need more than legal helps and just words. So I think it's like if we can sell something like our if we have some little business, for example, of accessories or something else, we can do it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know if we lost Emeka. Oh, Judith, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Oh, sorry, Emeka is here. All right, so Emeka, please proceed. Judith, please, after Emeka. Go ahead, Emeka.
Okay. Thank you, Yemi. I just want to say, everyone, thank you so much for being here. And my question and my inquisition would be, how are you coping with the struggle? You know, because I've been someone who has been in a bit of crisis before, but how are you coping with it? Are you using some form of music mechanism, some form of meditation mechanism, some form of book mechanism, reading, jotting, journaling? I would love to know. And if you permit me, Amy, I would love to share a 3-minute meditation here, because I'm a Dalai Lama fellow, so I have some kind of understanding of meditation. And I would love to share a 3-minute meditation that can be some sort of practice that we could practice, and then we could share with others, especially those who are going through the crisis or have moved away from the crisis, to be able to calm yourself down and calm your mind and be in some form of tranquil whenever thoughts or emotion comes up. So if you permit me, Amy, I would love to share a 3-minute meditation with everybody.
Emeka, let's do it next time. We're already over time, but I do like the idea. Thank you. But please, let's do it next time. We have to bring this to a close. But meditation is very welcome. Thank you for offering. Okay, thank you. Judith, you've got the microphone. Or did you want to respond to Emeka's question first before we go to Judith? Please, Hannah, were you going to respond?
Yeah. 1 second, Valeria, can you support me?
Yeah, sure.
It's like about translation from Emeka. Я хотіла уточнити, чи правильно я зрозуміла, що він хоче запитати, як ми, власне, зараз розслабляємося, якщо я правильно переклала питання.
Так, типу, як ми впораємось зі стресом.
Окей, тоді мені треба буде переклад, тому що, власне, станом на зараз, на 70-й з гаком день, наша психіка звикла до повітряних тривог і звикла до того, що рівень тривожності до цього падає, підвищується рівень емоційної тривожності, коли ти розумієш, що хтось з близьких чи знайомих чи відомих людей тобі загинув, або що хтось має шанс вибратись з тимчасово окупованих територій. В такому випадку ти трохи стаєш більш емоційно збудженим і менше пораєшся з тривогою. Втім, в інший спосіб ти просто звикаєш до того, що відбувається.
Okay, so first thing first, on the 70th day of this full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine, you are getting kind of used to the constant air raid alarms, to the to the fact that there is war in your country. However, so this anxiety of of everything kind of, let's say, disappears. Maybe that does not till the end, but it disappears, and it just this life becomes a new normal for you. And then on the other hand, if you know some people, if those are your relatives or friends or somebody whom you know are in danger or have died, then the emotional anxiety again rises up. But in the other situations, you're kind of more or less already mentally stable in these terms.
Ілля, я трошки ще завершу. Власне, мені персонально дуже допомагає сон. І дуже допомагає кілька пісень. Одну з них ми слухали на початку про «Ой, у лизі червона калина». І я пробувала читати, втім зараз поки що це дуже важко дається. І я пробувала слухати кілька медитацій, які застосовувала раніше, втім це також зараз дуже важко дається. І також маю сказати, що досить важко дається навчання. Раніше воно мене дуже захоплювало і мотивувало, бо я навчаюся в Українському католицькому університеті, втім зараз це дуже важка праця.
So, for example, when it comes to Hannah, her main her main reasons to have this emotional stability and to relax are the geez, I forgot the word. Як буде сон?
Боже.
Sleeping. Right. Yeah, that is the simplest word, but I just forgot about it. Sleeping, and what else was it?
Three songs, and one of those song we heard at the beginning of this meeting. It's called «Ой, у лузі червона калина». This is the best song of this time in Ukraine.
Yeah, and you can see the link of this song in our chat of these Zoom videos.
And also Hannah mentioned that she tried to read books, but it's pretty hard to do it right now. She also tried some meditations she did before the war, but again, it's pretty hard to do them now. And it's kind of hard to study right now, despite the fact that Hannah is always excited about studying, and she's studying at the Ukrainian Catholic University, which is like a pretty good university. And she was always excited to study, but now it's pretty hard. And we'll go to Ілля.
Валерія, мені потрібна буде твоя допомога. Окей,
якщо я не завтикаю.
Я та наш штаб, я проводив опитування з приводу того, що допомагає людям не відчувати тривогу. Скоріше так, я спитав, чому люди почали масово волонтерити, і якраз відповідь на чому це було те, що люди, включаючись в роботу, поринаючи в неї з головою, вихід від тривожності в наших волонтерів і в мене особисто такий, що працювати наскільки це взагалі можливо, якщо я живу там, де працюю останні 2,5 місяці, і ось повна концентрація на роботі і відсутність часу задаватись думками, що коїться, читати новини і поринати ось весь цей інформаційний простір війни, який нас оточує, це є ось вихід від тривожності, тобто ти максимально довго працюєш, а потім ти просто фізично падаєш і спиш, і все. І ось так в циклі день сурка. Да, можеш коротко, це, я думаю, що забагато.
Yeah, okay, so Ilya and his volunteering headquarters actually made a survey what helps people to get rid of this anxiety, and the survey showed, and his personal opinion is the same one, that the work, the volunteering actually helps to overcome this anxiety, because you're working so hard the whole day, that you don't have really the ability to think about the the news or to think about something like bad, because you're working like the whole day and then you just go to sleep and then you go and work again, like go and volunteer again and then go to sleep, and that is kind of this beaver's day. So yeah, that is how it looks. And I just want to add like a short thing. For me, the best thing to overcome anxiety are memes. I mean, I never knew that the memes can exist in the war, but actually like the flood of the memes which was thrown at us during the war is exciting, and memes and jokes are really good mechanisms to cope with the anxiety.
All right, thank you all so much for the profound responses, and thank you, Emeka, for the question. Judith, you've got the microphone.
Thank you all so much. Really, as ever, Danka, Alexandra, Valeria, and our guests today. I'm so grateful for you being here. Just a couple of things. One is I wanted to expand a little bit on Emeka's question, just in terms of sort of a more institutional response to sort of this mass trauma. I'm thinking especially of the rape victims, whether I realize in the middle of a war, it's so difficult to sort of have any kind of a sort of institutional psychological response team. But I'm just wondering whether there hasn't been anything that you guys know of, rather than just sort of personal response, but rather sort of institutional response to dealing with that specific trauma. And then the second thing I wanted to ask, I'll just throw both questions out there. This was directed at Arsene. I was so interested in the medical train, and I was just wondering whether that was something you had to retrofit, like take an ordinary train and make it into a medical train, or was that something that was brought in from a different country that already existed? I mean, that one particular car that was self-sustaining to give power to all of the medical equipment and everything. It's fascinating. I was just wondering how that came to be. So those two questions. Thank you so much, everybody.
Валерій, друге питання, я, якщо чесно, взагалі не зрозуміла.
Це більше Арсена стосувалось. Я думаю, Арсен може відповісти.
Ага, тоді, може, з нього почнемо, бо перше я майже зрозуміла, втім, маю зараз уточнити, поки ви пам'ятаєте. Там було, вона підходила до того, що вона хоче краще зрозуміти ситуацію, там я не всі слова розібрала в перекладі.
Там була суть в тому, що запитали про те, чи ми знаємо, чи була якась інституційна підтримка людей, яких зґвалтували. Власне, чи ми знаємо такі кейси, ну, тобто, можливо, навіть не стільки, якби там, от, чи громадські організації якісь допомагали, хоча я думаю, що це теж варто вказати, а чи була якась загальна...
Так, зрозуміло, окей, я зможу відповісти на перше питання, втім, поки що думаю, що на друге варто відповісти спочатку.
Okay, so Arsen, I think we can give the floor to Arsen.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for this question, but I'll just to clear that. So you're more interested how the process is going on with the equipment or with the people that come here and help as medical workers.
Oh, it was just specifically, I just found the idea of a medical train amazing. Did you have to actually like take a regular train and turn it into a medical train, or did something exist like that outside of the country that you brought in?
Okay. So this one, this is the project that was made together with Ukrainian Railways. You know, we have this whole, I would say, like the train, let's say chain or something. And, you know, a lot of trains now are empty, you know, people do not use them. So that's why Doctors Without Borders, together with our volunteers, you know, thought it would be a great idea, and it would be like of great importance and help for people who are there, and to, you know, and this is, I mean, this is one of the safest ways now to get from one place to another, as you know, as a lot of highways, are really dangerous as people just come there, and a lot of Russian troops can be dangerous there, especially in the regions like at the front line. But yes, it was just a regular train. It was one with 9 patients. It was the second one with 26 patients, and I'm pretty sure that now these projects are going on, and the trains are being equipped with more capacity and with more people inside of them, that with more patients that can be there. So yeah, this is the idea behind it, basically.
All right, thank you all so much. We do have to move to close because people
But
like
we have the
Chantel.
first question, Yemi. Sorry, it's
Did
like
we miss
first...
a question?
Yeah. One question
so
from
sorry.
Judith.
Yes, the first one.
Yeah, Valeria, thank you. I will appreciate for translate. Щодо першого питання, то публічно випадки зґвалтування дуже рідко анонсуються і ніколи не називаються імен. Втім, в цілому надати допомогу таким жінкам ми переважно зможемо досить не скоро, тому що не всі готові про це говорити і не всі готові отримувати таку допомогу зараз. Тому це процес, який доведеться спостерігати через певний час, втім ніхто не знає коли. І ми точно не впевнені, що ні представники влади, ні представники громадських організацій охоплять всіх тих жінок, яких було зґвалтовано під час повномасштабного вторгнення.
Okay, so the cases of the rapes are usually not publicly announced, and of course, like we would not know the names. And generally, like institutionally, we will not be able to help these women very soon because many of them are not ready to take this help. Many of them are, they are not announcing that they need this help. And I'm really sorry, Hannah, but I just had a small interruption. So could you please repeat?
Те, що я останнє казала, так? Секунду. Ми не скоро зможемо надати цю допомогу ні від держави, ні від громадських організацій, тому що в стані тривожності люди дуже рідко готові будуть про таке говорити. Воно буде вилізати роками. Це буде... Не можна порівнювати, але це буде більше схоже на те, якщо гвалтують маленьку дитину, і вона говорить про це лише в свідомому віці, тоді, коли хтось їй розкаже про те, що це неприйнятно.
Okay, so this people in the anxiety, they cannot, they are rarely talking about such things, and these cases will be more widespread. So we cannot, neither as a state or as the NGOs, give the help to those women and those children, because, and maybe in some cases I think those were men. So we would not be able to give them the help immediately because, maybe it's not the best example, but that is like when the child is raped, he or she tells about this case in the more conscious age, when he or she has been told that something like this is out of normal, is not normal. So we'll get the cases, we'll hear about the cases in years.
Thank you very much. But also, I guess, Judith, the answer to your question is either no or they don't know, in terms of whether there is a big organization that's provided institutional support specifically for these cases. So it sounds like it's either no or they don't know. So thank you. Alexandra.
Yemi, I would like to add something to this answer about the rapes. There are foundations that work to support those women and those men who have suffered from this kind of crime. On social media in Ukraine, we see many posts which tells to try to tell those women who were raped, dear, please call and share your story because you need help. And we try to spread this information to let these women, these girls, these men know that they need help, and it is okay to get this help, and that they are not guilty. The one who guilty is those people who did it. And there is a huge campaign, and I believe if this question appeared on this meeting, I believe I'll try to prepare some information, because I believe that our ombudsman said that only 1% of victims turn to these hotlines. I don't know how to tell it. They call
It's like
said that they
hotlines,
have
yeah.
problem. Yeah, and there are NGOs and volunteers who work on this question, who try to collect, I don't know, to gather together professionals who can work with this with the victims of this crime.
Thank you so much for your question. It's really important for Ukraine during 2040 year.
Right, thank you so much. I think we start to move to close. Yeah. We need to let people like Chantal go to bed. All right, but thank you all so much. I would like, as usual, to give the floor to our Ukrainian brothers and sisters. Any kind of final thoughts as we close? Any final things you want to share? So who wants to go first? Hannah, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Yemi. Thank you, all of you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your time for Ukrainian. Thank you for this lovely evening for Ukraine and for me and for our organization. Thank you, Ilya, that you will be my support from Zaporizhia. This is so very, very important for me. And thank you all of you that you support this community, you support this meeting. I will be in this meeting last week and this lovely place. Thank you so much, all of you, for this time, for support your NGOs and your communities, because they support us like Ukrainians, and this lovely to share with you our information and our love to this world, because you're great. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Thank you so much. All right. Alexandra, please proceed.
Thank you, Yemi. You feel that I can't find that bottom. Thank you. This is a truly connection between us. Everyone who joined this meeting, I'm happy that you joined today, because you see this kind of person like Hannah. So you see that our volunteers, they are not just angry or you know, this is the tense people. You see that she's like a sun, so she shines, and most of our volunteers, they are like this, like Hannah, in at least in peaceful time they were. And I'm grateful to our speakers that they have time to come and to share with us. You shared with us this energy, and I am not volunteer, but I see, Hannah, that we are in safe hands. Thank you for this feeling, because for me, it's time of losing energy. I feel kind of low these days, because I put too much energy in my work, in preparation for meetings, and it feels like I need to find some source, new source of energy, because it, it can turn really bad to me. So thank you for this energy. And thank you for everyone who were able to come today. And again, thank you, Yemi, because we love the opportunity you gave us. And well, one day, Yemi, when I see you in real life, I will hug you and kiss you. I promise you. Thank you.
Thank you. Sending you lots of love as well, Alexandra. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, who else wants the mic as we close? Danka, did you want to say something? Valeria, did you want to say something? Danka. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, actually, I'm really happy that Hannah and Ilya joined to this meeting. Yeah, because I understand that they are working in really dangerous situation, as you could see from video which Ilya showed for you, and I really appreciate it. And I know like many people like with whom I am familiar, who just was evacuated from Mariupol and then to Zaporizhia. And I have friends who live currently in Zaporizhia, and I understand how it's important to support Ukrainians in Zaporizhia. And thank you for joining even. Oh.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I just wanted to say about it that it was like with the повітряної тривоги in my region, and you join Hannah when you have like air alarm in your region, and the same as with Ilya, and it was pretty dangerous, but thank you for this. And I also happy that today Ira and Arsen supported us, like sharing something information. Yes, and guys join next meeting. I checked it in UPG website. It will be on 12th of May at what o'clock? I guess 5 p.m. So just join. You're welcome. And if you have any ideas, which kind of topic you want to like hear, or which kind what kind of speakers it's better to invite for next meeting, we are always welcome for this. Yeah, so thank you.
All right, thank you. Valeria, you can proceed if you want to say something.
Yeah, I just have a short thing. Just thank you all. Thank you all for having us, and thank you to all organizers who are constantly doing those meetings. Each time they're different. Each time they're, interesting to hear. And yeah, thank you for all the hard work you are all doing.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Valeria. Thank you for everyone who's spoken today. On my side, we officially bring this to a close today. I would like to say it continues to be special when we come together. I think today we got the usual updates, we got insights. We also got a special perspective from the ground, which we've had before, but it was different. So I want to say thank you to all the people who joined us for the first time, the speakers. I was just really speechless listening to you, the commitment you have, the courage you have. Thank you for your example of what you show us. I think it reminds those of us who are lucky enough to live in peace. It reminds us that it's very important that we continue to support you, that we continue to do our part. So I want you to know that your words have really landed. Okay, so thank you. We're praying for you. Obviously, we all want peace, but we also don't want death before that peace comes. And unfortunately, people are dying every day. So we will continue to support in our humble way. Thank you for giving us hope. As some people have said, it's wonderful to see the rich character of many of you guys on the front line, and the fact that we see our brothers and we see our sisters in you. Thank you. And for those of you who are not used to speaking in English, thank you for trying. It's really helped us. And then of course, Valeria, thank you so much for the translations to bridge when we needed it. Thank you so much. For everybody else who's here, thank you. Okay, you remind us that there are people here who really care. So thank you so much. We will continue to meet. We will continue to pray. We will continue to get stronger. Ukraine will be victorious. Right? This cannot end like this. Okay, so thank you so much. As is our tradition, we do end with the national anthem. And so I will play the national anthem. I will stand. You can join me, and then it's a wrap. Thank you so much.
Ні слава, ні воля, ще нам, браття українці, усміхнеться доля. Згинуть наші вороженьки, як роса на сонці, запануєм ми, браття, у своїй сторонці, душу й тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що ми браття козацького роду.
Thank you so much. I love you guys very much. I love you very much. Let's keep fighting to make this world better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I also want to send love to Mihaki and to your folks in Kenya for what you did. That was very, very inspiring. Thank you so, so much. So beautiful. All right. I think Chantel, please go to bed. I think for everybody else, please stay safe. And hopefully we'll see you very soon. All right. Godspeed to you. Thank you. Judith, sending you love too. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
See you. Bye, Amy. Good to see you again.
Very good to see you,
Bye,
Rebecca.
everybody.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Judith, happy to see you today. Thank you to joining us every time.
So happy to see you, Alexandra. So much love. So much love.
I will hug you too when I see you.
Yay!
So please don't be scared.
Big hugs. Oh, you couldn't scare me. Bring it on, baby.
Thank you so much, guys. It's really lovely evening for me. Thank you.
Thank you. So good to meet you. Stay safe.
Thank you, Ганна.
Thank you, Олександра.
Ганно, ти прям умнічка, я тебе теж обійму.
Дякую, дуже обіймаю навзаєм.
Напиши Данці, як тебе знайти в інстаграмі.
Добре. Обов'язково, дякую щиро. Дякую, thank you so much, and we go because we have air alarm at this time.
Be safe.
Stay safe. Stay safe. We're praying
Yeah.
for you, thinking about
Thank
you.
you.
Stay safe. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Danka, I'm hugging you.
Me too. I remember you did this when you showed this.
On the boat.
Yeah. Just when I remember, remind about you, I just, it's the first association.
Time to personal story.
Yeah, it was on Hurricane Island. I was just saying goodbye to them as they were leaving, and I was just on the shore, just waving them off.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Stay safe. See you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.